네, 계속해서 chapter 3 낭독하겠습니다. So Yellow and Stripe romped in the grass and ate and grew fat and loved each other. They were so glad not to be fighting everybody every moment. It was like a heaven for a while, but as time passed, even hugging each other seemed a little boring. Each knew every hair of the other. Stripe couldn't help wondering. There must be still more to life. Yellow saw how restless he was and tried to make him extra happy and comfortable. Just to think how much better this is than that awful mess we left, she said. But we don't know what's at the top, he answered. Maybe we were wrong to come down. Maybe now that we've rested, the two of us could make it to the top. Dear Stripe, please, she begged. We have a nice home and we love each other, and that's enough. It's so much more than all those lonely climbers have. She was so sure Stripe let her convince him, but only for a while. Stripe's hankering for the climbing life worsened. The pillar haunted him. He crawled there regularly, looking up and wondering. But the top remained clouded. One day at the pillar, 3 thuds startled Stripe. 3 big caterpillars had fallen from some place and smashed. 2 seemed dead, but one still wiggled. Stripe whispered, "What happened? Can I help?" He made out just a few words. The top. They will see. Butterflies alone. The caterpillar died. Stripe crawled home, told Yellow. They were both very sober and quiet. What did the mysterious message mean? Had the caterpillars fallen from the very top? Finally, Stripe announced, "I've got to know. I must go and find out the secret of the top." And more gently, "Will you come and help me?" Yellow struggled inside. She loved Stripe and wanted to be with him. She wanted to help him succeed. But she just couldn't believe that the top was worth all it asks to get there. She wanted to get up too. The crawling life wasn't enough for her either. She also had to admit that it looked like the pile was the only way to do it. Stripe seemed so sure that Yellow felt ashamed not to agree. She also felt stupid and embarrassed, since she could never put her reasons into words that his kind of logic couldn't accept. Yet somehow, waiting and not being sure was better than action she couldn't believe in. She couldn't explain. She couldn't prove anything. But for all her love, she couldn't go with strife. She just knew climbing was a wrong way to get high. No, she said, heart sick, and the strife left her for his climb. Chapter 4. Yellow was desolate without stripe. She crawled daily to the pile, looking for him, and returned home at night sad, but half relieved that she never saw him. If she had, she feared she might plunge after him, knowing that she shouldn't. She felt like doing something, anything, rather than this uncertain waiting. What in the world do I really want? She sighed. It seemed different every few minutes. But I know there must be more. Finally, she became numb and wandered away from everything familiar. One day, a gray-haired caterpillar hanging upside down on a branch surprised her. She seemed caught in some hairy stuff. "You seem in trouble," she said. "Can I help?" "No, my dear. I have to do this to become a butterfly." Her whole insides leapt. Butterfly, that word, she thought. "Tell me, sir, what is a butterfly?" "It's what you are meant to become. It flies with beautiful wings and joins the earth to heaven. It drinks only nectar from the flowers and carries the seeds of love from one flower to another. Without butterflies, the world would soon have few flowers." "It can't be true," gasped Yellow. "How can I believe there's a butterfly inside you or me when all I see is a fuzzy worm?" "How does one become a butterfly?" she asked pensively. "You must want to fly so much that you are willing to give up being a caterpillar." "You mean to die?" asked the Yellow, remembering the three who fell out of the sky. "Yes and no," he answered. "What looks like you will die, but what's really you will still live. Life is changed, not taken away. Isn't that different from those who die without ever becoming butterflies?" "And if I decide to become a butterfly," said Yellow hesitantly, "what do I do?" "Watch me. I am making a cocoon. It looks like I am hiding, I know, but the cocoon is no escape. It's an in-between house where the change takes place. It's a big step, since you can never return to caterpillar life. During the change, it will seem to you or to anyone who might peek that nothing is happening, but the butterfly is already becoming. It just takes time. And there's something else. Once you are a butterfly, you can really love. The kind of love that makes new life. Is better than all the hugging caterpillars can do. Or let me go and get striped, Yellow said. But she sadly knew he was too far into the pile to possibly reach. Don't be sad, said her new friend. If you change, you can fly and show him how beautiful butterflies are. Maybe he will want to become one too. Yellow was torn in anguish. What if Stripe comes back and I'm not there? What if he doesn't recognize my new self? Suppose he decides to stay a caterpillar. At least we can do something as caterpillars. We can crawl and eat. We can love in some way. How can two cocoons get together at all? How awful to get stuck in a cocoon. How could she risk the only life she knew when it seemed so unlikely she could ever be a glorious winged creature? What did she have to go on? Seeing another caterpillar who believed enough to make his own cocoon, and that peculiar hope which had kept her off the pillar and leapt within her when she heard about butterflies. The gray-haired caterpillar continued to cover himself with silky threads. As he wove the last bit around his head, he called, "You will be a butterfly, a beautiful butterfly. We are all waiting for you." And Yellow decided to risk for a butterfly. For courage, she hung right beside the other cocoon and began to spin her own. "Imagine, I didn't even know I could do this. That's some encouragement that I am on the right track. If I have inside me the stuff to make cocoons, maybe the stuff of butterflies is there too." Thank you.